because we did allude, in our trailer, you may have heard, we just a little by the by, uh, got stuck in a cult, got out of a cult.
You did get stuck in a cult. We were quite serious when we actually said that. We weren't just saying that.
No, we thought we'd just touch upon it a little bit.
I almost got, reeled into the cult, but
You did.
yeah, a little bit, not
And
yeah,
you know
not as
what?
much
There
as
are
you.
many cults out there. CrossFit's a cult. Some religions could be a cult, but I was deep in a cult. Like I'm gonna say it was mysticism. I won't say which. I'm just gonna say it
I
was.
think it was also at a time where you were wanting to hang on, like you wanted, like maybe purpose. You wanted,
Searching.
you were
For,
soul searching, which
was
is
it
how
actually
cults get you.
Yeah, actually searching for the meaning of life, like truth, like kind of coming out of a school that was really sheltered
We were quite
and not
sheltered.
knowing what actually the world was about. So kind of looking for some meaning.
And this, before it got cultish, it did have meaning and it did make sense and it wasn't so bad, but everything can always go to a dark place.
It's true. It does a bit with
You
me
take it too
sometimes.
Extreme, yeah.
Actually, but my sister has told me that before. Why do you always have to take everything to the dark?
To the extreme. Are you sure you're not a Scorpio? Oh yeah, you actually do have Scorpio.
I have a lot of Scorpio planets.
There you go.
Which we can touch on in this episode. A bit of cult and astrology never hurt anyone.
No, not at all.
Discuss it.
I can talk about astrology all day, but what kind of cult? I mean, I already know this, but I'm just going to ask you anyway. So this, you can explain the cult.
Okay. So the first sign of a cult, which you should always look at, and I'm talking about deep cult, not like, this is not a joke. And I was in it with my partner at the time.
Well, you met your partner through the cult.
Through the cult. So that was a whole nother reason why I got kind of Bermuda triangled into it. It just kept sucking me further and further, deeper and deeper. For about I was been there for maybe about 6.5 years.
Yeah.
Probably. And the first thing you should always look for in a cult is if they make the men sleep deprived. So if sleep deprivation exists, then you're in a cult. So it's the first sign of a cult is depriving the men of sleep, because sleep.
What? So they weren't allowed to sleep.
Well, they had to get.
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, but
had to get up in the middle of the night.
But that's because they were learning from another country.
No,
wasn't it?
No,
I don't. I'm
still
confused.
No, the rule was you had to wake up at 2 a.m. and go to a class.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. You had to wake up at 2 a.m. to go to a class to learn whatever it is that you were learning.
Learning, right.
Not to say, and look, again, another thing to look out for in cults. Cults always start when you're introduced to them. They have beautiful words.
Yeah, it all makes sense.
It all makes sense. It's lovely. It sounds fantastic. It's how the world should be.
And everyone's so friendly and they welcome you.
It makes sense.
Kind of creepy.
Makes sense. And look, yeah, I guess I could. Look, I was also in my very early 20s. I guess I could kind of see how it was crazy, but I didn't care, maybe. I don't know. You were there with...
I was.
You knew me back then.
I did, of course.
Was I unreachable? Was I like... married?
I don't think... No. You weren't unreachable because, we were always...
was I in a zombie state of some kind?
I think you had just gotten out of a relationship as well. So you were like... It was that too. And I think it was a bit of everything. I don't know. I'd never... I wasn't thinking in my head, oh my gosh, we got to stop her and what's happening. And I don't think it got to that extreme, did it?
Because I still functioned in life.
Yeah, you were still functioning.
I still had a job and I did life things. I didn't go living I actually
did move countries. It's weird. When I think about it now, I'm like, whoa, okay. Like maybe I wasn't in it, but I was semi-in it to not really see. But now when I think about it, I'm like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I moved countries for him. And you know what? At the time, the ego is really tricky. The ego will go to you, oh no, you're going because you're going on this new adventure with your new partner.
Yeah.
It'll be an adventure. But no, we went there for a reason.
And did you go there because of the cult, because of the whole thing?
And he
yeah.
was way more into it.
Of course, yeah.
But
I mean, that I knew.
I was into it, and you had to give 10% of your earnings.
What?
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that. You probably didn't even explain half the stuff because this is the thing, though. If you obviously didn't share this with other people because deep down you probably knew this is crazy and no one will understand me, and I'll just stick to my cult people that I'm friends with that understand. Sometimes do you feel like you felt quite removed from society and the world? Yeah.
For a time. But then the deeper I got into the cult and like going there every week and hanging out with the other people in there and couples, I started to see them like.
Did you feel like you belong or you didn't?
I never felt like I belong, and that's what I think I was looking for the whole time. I always felt like I didn't belong, and I thought, oh, this group gets it. They're other people who share like-minded and share the same view of the world that I do, and I went deeper and deeper. But the more deep I got, the more I realized actually all these people are different, and they're actually, what they're doing is way too intense.
I feel like you're even creeped out right now about it because Hannah's like whispering right now because she's still, it still probably creeps you out.
I've never actually said it out loud or dealt with it properly ever. Yeah. I've been to therapy and I've never talked about it.
I think it's probably because it's quite intense.
It was a very significant part of
your life.
I learned a lot of things, and you know what? It was me that changed through it. So I actually learned more about because I saw people who were so obsessed. I realized this is too extreme. I'm not this extreme. I shouldn't be here. And slowly, I started to pull away. But my partner at the time was way he was in it for life.
And I was still like, is he? And still, well, I mean, an ex-partner now, but still is. Still is.
And there was also the you had to do work for them. It was called circulation. You had to disseminate information, which meant working for them, like in some capacity. So you either transcribed audio files or wrote pamphlets, blogs. You had to hand them out. You had to do work as well on your side. So basically,
I didn't know all of this at all.
I would not see my ex the whole week. He would go to evening lessons, middle of the night, on the weekend, all day. So I would only maybe see him like a whole total of about 25 minutes a week, maybe.
Did you know what he was doing? Because I know, like with other cults, like sort of like Scientology and all this stuff, like we don't really, like as an outside people, do they talk about it with people that aren't involved in it? Because that's how I feel with Scientology.
They're very careful.
We don't know.
They're very careful.
They're careful with who.
I knew exactly what he did, but they're very careful of who they're gonna tell what they do. Right. It's only. Yeah, and they, you know what? They won't tell just regular people that they wake up
unless they're trying to like recruit you. See, this is all. It all is similar. I feel like everything is.
Yeah, it's
it's all a similar
Cults
thing.
Follow a pattern, and I don't care what anyone says is in this cult. It was a cult. It is a cult, and they always try to preach we're not a cult. Well,
of course not. I mean, of course, like they. Yeah.
And they try to preach like we're not a religion. It's just science.
Yeah, well, they're always going to have a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And they're very, you know what they're really good at? Another thing I learned when I was in there, people asked tough questions, and I asked tough questions. Like, why were women treated differently? Why did men do this? Why did women do that? And then just asking questions about certain things that they stood by. They're very, very good at twisting the facts and like twisting it around on you somehow.
Manipulative. Emotionally manipulative.
They said to a man, if your wife doesn't support you doing this, you can divorce her.
Wow.
Do you know how many marriages, broken home marriages there were, including mine, from this cult?
From that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just with many cults in general, if you can get out of it, will end in divorce.
Yeah, but on the other side, there were a lot of good people, like warm people,
yeah,
that existed, like that existed, like that participated and were kind, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they all, I mean, not to say that they weren't really kind, but I feel like most people in cults do come across quite kind,
Yeah.
but
But
kind but creepy.
yeah. But I didn't see it as creepy because I sort of shared, you know what it was? Another thing to be careful of when you're sort of exposed to a cult, you can have a sense of euphoria because you're with a group of people that you seem to share the same mind with. It can make you euphoric, like you're on a natural high, and you think that it's going to last forever, and that this is the natural way of things, but it's not. It's just the feeling that this group or the things you're going through with them are giving you, like.
Do you feel like people that are so deep in cults, not you, so to speak, but like anyone that's so deep in cults finds it hard to mix with society? Like they're more insular? Like they're more,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, well, in my experience, yes, because they all lived in one area, like
Right.
3 streets within three. They live in the same area, they worked in the same place, they hung out with each other in their spare time, yes.
And that's what made, you know, this is the thing when you spend more time with people that are so one-sided, one-minded, you begin to think that this is right and this is how it is and
Yeah.
this is how everything works.
Yeah.
Whereas if you went out into the world and you mixed with other people, you would maybe start having a different mindset.
Yes, but I found my mindset while I was in it, because you should never forget about your reasonable intellect. You can't accept things. The reason why it's a cult, and sometimes religion can be referred to as a cult, is because they're accepting everything that they're being told above their reason. Like their belief in this is stronger than their ability to reason in their mind, but you should always trust your instinct and your mind.
Kind of, but sometimes your mind plays tricks on you and you can't trust it when you're so deep in something. Your mind can tell you so many things that may not be real.
Which may be what some people went
They
through.
want. They're manipulating your mind. That's basically what it is.
But I kind of saw it after a while.
Yeah, you did.
It didn't take me long. Some people are in it for like their whole lives.
Or they never get out of it,
yeah. They never get out. I saw it.
Because it freaks me out, like even watching that Leia Remini, oh my gosh, just on Scientology. And there are people that have like, this is quite, committed suicide. They don't know how to get out of this. They're being, threatened, and it's just,
I think I was lucky in my cult because they didn't.
It didn't get to that,
If you wanted to leave, you were free to go at any time. But there was a bit of guilt associated. But I was I'm going to live with that. And they'll probably talk about me. Oh, you remember how she was so in it and now she's not. And you know what? They haven't. I know that they use terms for people like me who have come and gone. And there's a certain thing that they think about me. But at that point, I was like, I don't care.
No, you don't care anymore because you're out of it. You're out in the world. You realize how, like what was I thinking or what was I doing, or I'm so glad I'm not in that place.
I'm very glad.
Well, yeah, you're out of that, and
I learned a lot about life.
Absolutely.
And myself. It was kind of like I did accelerate my growth in a way, but at what cost? I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're here now. You're happy. You've got 2 beautiful kids, an amazing husband. So you're not in that anymore. And
well, one big thing I learned was, if anyone tells you that they are enlightened, or someone tells you that this person
enlightened people don't tell you they're enlightened. That's one tip.
Another great tip from the cult. Even if people around that person who teaches the teachings tells you, oh, this person is very spiritual. Person is spiritual. If they're enlightened, if they've reached bliss, don't believe it. It's not true. First warning sign.
Right. Or you can,
Because you're going to spend your whole life learning. You should be spending your whole life learning about yourself. There's no way you can like achieve an enlightened state constantly or some kind of Jedi Buddha in a few years by joining a group. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, even, this isn't cultish, but it's just kind of scary in terms of like what people can do when they have power, when they think they have power, or, that's, it's, I don't know. I've never been that deep into any kind of religion. I've always tried to. I've always like interested in it, but I feel like I've always like removed myself when it got too extreme. But that's not to say like we've all been at places in our lives where we need to grab onto something to feel something, and that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as, you don't get too deep into these cult situations.
I was resistant. Like, I never wanted to live how they live. Like, you just have to dress.
Yeah, I don't feel like you were ever, I don't know, to me, I don't feel like you were ever like, yes, your partner was, but I don't, because I wasn't in the cult, but
you were on the, you were still.
I don't know.
You were on the peripheral, like, you were still friends. Like,
we were still friends.
And you saw me living out my life.
I did.
You never heard about the cult, per se.
I didn't know how deep it went, but we were always in contact. I'd seen you at the time. I remember when we were over there, and
Did you stayed with us?
I did stay with you. I mean, I did find it.
He
he was always up, and he was
gone.
always doing his own thing.
And gone.
Yeah, but you also probably masked a lot of that as well.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
So I didn't really think that there was anything wrong, and obviously, I just want you to be happy and always want you to be happy. So if you were okay, I know a lot of people are like, what's she doing or what's going on possibly, but I don't know, you seemed okay.
Yeah, I was I was masking it.
Yeah.
I was okay because I didn't live how you were supposed to live. I just did it when I went there. So like if I went to if I went to the center where they all hung out, where they all did the activities, I would dress in a certain way that they would do. But in my own life, like I still then went to the shops in whatever I was wearing, and I made my own friends outside.
But wait, what were you? Did you have to wear a certain thing?
Yeah.
Oh God, see, I don't even know all of this. So, oh gosh, you know what? Another reason I think you weren't, or you got out of it, you had family where you had moved to, like the country, so at least you had that outlet. They weren't in the cult, so
yes, that helped. Yes, I kept relationships with people who were not in the cult, and I listened carefully to what they were saying and how they perceived me. Like I think I realized I was crazy. Like I was doing stuff that was a bit nuts. Like this is not, and I hate the word normal, but like it wasn't a moderate state of affairs. And even describing it to you, there are certain things that are just not right. You know what it was? Just not right.
There's some things that were not right. And I would express that to anyone listening that isn't a cult, but I have a feeling that the people that are in a cult will probably not be listening to this episode when maybe we should title it something different, so maybe they can, just be aware. Like, what's your advice to people that are being pulled in to some kind of cult situation? What would you say?
Some advice, I guess. I don't know if it's, and we're not trying to do this for advice sake, but, it's more of an
What's your tip?
It's more of an interesting tale of events.
That's true.
My tip, if anyone is listening to this and in a cult or being suckered into one, is you can always go. No matter what people are trying to tell you, or the feelings that they might, the feelings that are put on you, like the guilt or the shame or pressures to stay, because there will be if you're in a very serious cult, and they will sort of view you as a certain type of person if you do decide to go, but you can always just go. There won't be, what are they actually going to do? There are no repercussions.
Yeah, they'll get someone else.
They will.
They'll find another one.
Yeah, and my advice would be listen to your mind and your heart. Like, do some serious internal work. Like, listen to what is your deep, that, that they say your gut but it's really like your instinct. Your intuition? What is it saying to you? It's called the brain in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
What is that telling you? And then you'll know how to act. Just listen to that voice.
Sounds good.
Can we say it? Can we say it?